my pleasure to address NACCE today and share some thoughts from the Foundation's standpoint of where we really see the role of community colleges. And I have to tell you, in preparation for my comments today, I did, as you might imagine, a fair amount of research, and I got to tell you, the Gazelle report that you recently published was quite inspirational. Frankly, it felt like the years we've been trying to motivate the community college network is starting to pay off, because people are getting the message that entrepreneurship is really going to be the thing that empowers people for a self-directed life. And that's at the end of the day what we want. One of the other challenges I'm throwing out there for all community colleges is really to understand the ecosystem, the local ecosystem, and where you exist, and the corporate networks that you have there. There are community leaders, company leaders that will tell you what's lacking in the workforce that they're trying to employ. They're desperate for people with the right skills to help them grow their companies. And that's, I think, an opportunity for community colleges to be more responsive, frankly, than four-year schools. That they're so entrenched and they're so invested in the status quo. It's hard for them to see the opportunity that's right in front of them.
Well, do you think, Tom, that the faculty staff within the community colleges, and certainly this is very much the case in the UK, are of themselves, because of the training and the development, certainly in the UK, and the type of development they've come through, very often that role modelling of entrepreneurship, the valuing of it, and taking students through that is not something that we find it comes readily to them, and that therefore there needs to be a revolution, we believe, in terms of how entrepreneurs and teachers interact.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for too long it's been inwardly focused. Okay, the answers that both faculty and students have to find is out there. It's in the community. It's where market validation happens on ideas. It's where the growth reality of their companies, the trajectories are to be found. It's the feedback that they need to be responsive to the changing needs of the market. And if you have a paradigm where both faculty and student are locked in a room, where they share knowledge, but in that void or vacuum of an actual applied situation, you're missing so much of the equation.
Absolutely. No, I think that what I found, Heather, was first of all, common purpose with a number of the presidents, and I think that I'm going away from the NACCE conference with a very strong view that a number of the presidents within the NACCE network would be certainly keen to explore ways in which we might do more together, particularly around the leadership and the entrepreneurial commercial space.
No, I agree. I think there's a niche market and a need for the entrepreneurial leadership. Yes. We have a lot of organizations that are working in leadership development in general, but specifically focused on entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial leadership and what that means. Yes. So I think you'll find a lot of our presidents are very interested in that.
That was certainly my impression in the workshop today, because several of the presidents who you kindly introduced me to around the breakfast table came to that workshop, and you're absolutely right. They were very interested and energized about the potential to have a leadership program around building an entrepreneurial college, and thought the idea of mixing with other principles, say from the UK, in some sort of way would be something that we'd be very keen to explore. And I think we could explore that through NACCE.
Absolutely. I think that we've never, we talk about entrepreneurial leadership, and in some ways it's been abstract.
Yes.
So I think being able to put some parameters around it and to get a network of the presidents that are working together, I think it ties in very nicely to our president's commitments and the president's forum.
Absolutely, I thought that.
So you have a collection of presidents that they can share and kind of go through this journey together. I think that would be really helpful.
Excellent. Well, thank you for inviting us to NACCE. It was really good to meet with so many of those lead trustees, and I think that I certainly found out a great deal by being in. I thought your conference was a real testimony to 10 years of activity, and to see so many people here, it was really very, very gratifying to be here. Thank you.